You promoted your star player to VP. They were exceptional, solved every problem, knew the business inside out, delivered results. And now they've become the bottleneck. Every decision in their department flows through them. The team waits for their direction. And you're starting to wonder, was this promotion really a good idea? Today, I'm talking about the bottleneck in the VP position, when your star player has become the constraint and what to do about it. Here's the pattern. A company has an operations manager. Let's call her Sarah. And Sarah's brilliant. If there's a crisis, Sarah fixes it. A tough client, Sarah handles it. A complex problem, Sarah will figure it out. So naturally, we promote Sarah to VP of operations. Except that doesn't always work out. You see, the reason that Sarah got promoted is because she does exceptional work. Except now Sarah's job is to enable others to do exceptional work. But Sarah doesn't know how to do that. So she continues to operate in the way that she always has. Here's what that looks like. The team brings Sarah a problem to solve, and she fixes it herself. A decision needs to be made, and the team waits for Sarah's direction. And not because they're incapable, but they've learned that Sarah has very strong opinions. And if they choose differently, they're going to have to redo it anyway. One of the members on Sarah's team has a tough client issue to solve, and Sarah swoops in to solve it. She's not trying to undermine her team, she's trying to help. But what the team hears is you're not capable of solving this on your own. Sarah has become your bottleneck. No decisions get made without Sarah. No problems are solved without Sarah. Things don't move forward without Sarah. And the worst part is, Sarah is working harder than she ever has. More hours, more stress, constantly putting out fires. And her team, they're not scaling, they're not being developed, they're not growing. And you're starting to see the cracks. Let's talk about what's happening here. Sarah's not trying to be a bottleneck. She's simply operating from a playbook that got her promoted. As an individual contributor, Sarah was rewarded for doing exceptional work. That's what got noticed. That's what got her promoted. But now she's a leader, and that requires a totally different skill set. Instead of being the one to do exceptional work, Sarah has to learn how to enable others to do exceptional work. Instead of being the smartest person in the room, Sarah has to lead a team that's smarter than her. Instead of solving all the problems herself, Sarah has to build a team that can solve problems without her. That's a fundamentally different role. And here's the hard part. Most companies promote exceptional individual contributors without ever training them how to lead. And so Sarah does what Sarah knows. She keeps doing the work. She keeps executing herself because no one's taught her how to multiply her impact through others. And now you have a VP acting like a senior manager and a team underneath her that's waiting for her direction. That is a VP bottleneck. Let's talk about what this is costing you. First, your department can't scale beyond Sarah's personal capacity. If Sarah can make 10 decisions in a week, that's your ceiling. It doesn't matter if you have 10 or more people underneath her, because they're already waiting for her to make the call. Number 2, you're going to lose your best performers. High performers don't stay in this kind of environment. They're not learning. They're not growing. They're not getting to execute on big decisions. Eventually, they'll leave. Number 3, Sarah's going to burn out. Sarah's working 60 plus hours a week, taking on all responsibility, all control herself. Eventually, she'll quit or she'll break. And number 4, you've created a single point of failure. If Sarah's out on vacation, everything stops. When Sarah's sick, problems pile up. When Sarah eventually leaves, there's no one left to run the department because they've never learned how. So you're stuck. This isn't leadership. This is dependency. So what do? We can't simply just tell Sarah to empower her team and expect that to work. No, Sarah's going to have to retrain how she operates, which is going to require specific intentional development. So step 1, name the pattern with Sarah. Have a conversation, not a performance review, but a developmental conversation. Sit down with her and say something like this. Say, Sarah, you were promoted because you're exceptional at doing the work, but that's no longer your job anymore. Your value in this organization is no longer in solving every problem. Your value is in developing a team that solves problems without you. And I need to help you make that shift. Have the conversation. Make it safe. Make it about development, not failure. Step 2, help Sarah redefine what success looks like. Right now, Sarah is still marking her success by how much she gets done. But we can help her redefine that to things like, how many decisions did your team make without you this week? How many problems did they solve independently? How much time did you spend coaching rather than doing? We aren't gauging Sarah's performance by her output any longer. We're gauging her performance by her team's capability. Step 3, help Sarah redirect, not rescue. When her team brings her a problem, her natural instinct is to solve it. Instead, we want to help Sarah develop skills to asking better questions. Things like, what options have you considered to this point? Or what do you think we should do? Or if I weren't here right now, how would you go about solving this problem? And then this is important. Let them decide, even if it's not how Sarah would have done it, even if it's not 100% correct, let them decide. We're helping them retrain the muscle of making those decisions. In step 4, help Sarah build systems, not dependency. Sarah needs to create processes that are repeatable even when she's not around. Things like decision-making frameworks that allow the team to know when they're able to make decisions for themselves. Standard operating procedures for common problems, and weekly team problem-solving sessions that bring the team together to solve problems without Sarah's intervention. The goal here is this. The team should be able to operate for a minimum of 2 weeks without her, without everything falling apart. If that isn't true, she hasn't built a team, she's built dependency. So here's what nobody likes to talk about. Not every high performer can make this jump. Some people are wired to be exceptional individual contributors, and that's valuable. But leadership requires a different mindset. It requires letting go of control. It requires being okay with a team that does it differently than we would. Some people can make this shift. Others can't or won't. If Sarah can't transition from doer to multiplier, you have 2 options. Either 1, move Sarah to a role where her execution skills are an asset, or 2, find another person who can lead this team. What you can't do is leave Sarah in a leadership position where she's become the bottleneck. It's not fair to Sarah, it's not fair to the team, and it's costing your company's growth. Here's what I want you to do. Step 1, identify where your bottlenecks are. Take a look at your leadership team. Who's personally doing the work that their team should own? Whose team can't function without them? Who's working harder than their team? Step 2, have a developmental conversation. Help your leaders understand the shift that you need them to make. And step 3, provide the tools to help them make that shift possible. Coaching, training, redefining success metrics, and clear decision-making rights. If you need help identifying where your bottlenecks are, or turning that high performer into a force multiplier, that's exactly what I do. Reach out to me on LinkedIn or drop a comment below. Tell me, Do you have a VP bottleneck? What's been your biggest challenge in helping them make that transition? I'll respond to every comment. And if this was helpful, hit subscribe, because we're going deeper into how to turn high performers into force multipliers. Thanks for watching. Now go have that conversation with Sarah.